Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and a very good morning. Honorable Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan and Dato' Sri Professor Dr. Sim, Honorable Ministers, Honorable State Secretary, Honorable Deputy Ministers, Mr. Karl Kramer, distinguished speakers, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to welcome you to the Asia Carbon Conference 2023, hosted in partnership between Argus Media and the Ministry of Energy and Environmental Sustainability Sarawak, and with headline sponsor Sunlink Group. This exceptional industry event holds the potential to shape the future of Asian carbon market and related sustainability initiatives in this vibrant city of Kuching, Sarawak, from 15th to the 16th of March. This conference is the first of its kind in Asia to gather top industry leaders for carbon offsetting and trading in a rapidly growing global market. The conference will set the stage for pivotal policy-making decisions, cutting-edge investment opportunities, and innovative technologies that will shape the future of the carbon market. I am glad to see delegates from various countries come together to network and exchange ideas and information on fundamental questions about carbon offsets. I am delighted to note that this conference boasts an impressive lineup of speakers from at least 9 countries, including the United Kingdom, Norway, Japan, South Korea, Thailand, the Philippines, Indonesia, Singapore, and Malaysia, providing a diverse and global perspective. Climate change and reducing emissions. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we gather here today, we are faced with a daunting reality, the threat of climate change and its devastating impact on our planet. Climate change is not a future problem. It is a present and urgent crisis that requires immediate and decisive action. And that is why we are all here today, to explore innovative and effective solutions to tackle this challenge. Carbon trading and carbon markets are crucial components of the global effort to reduce carbon emissions and combat climate change. These mechanisms provide incentives for companies and organizations to reduce their carbon footprint, while also promoting innovation and investment in low carbon technologies and practices. The growth of carbon markets has been nothing short of remarkable, with the global carbon market value at approximately $277 billion in 2021. This is a testament to the fact that businesses and governments around the world recognize the importance of reducing carbon emissions and are committed to taking actions. However, the road ahead is still long and challenging. We need to continue pushing for more ambitious and comprehensive climate policies, invest in renewable energy sources, and adopt sustainable practices in all aspects of our lives. This will require a collective effort with governments, businesses, and individuals all playing a crucial role in achieving our shared goals. So let us seize this opportunity to come together, to learn, to exchange ideas, and to build meaningful partnerships. Let us inspire each other to take bold and decisive action to combat climate change and create a sustainable future for generations to come. Sarawak Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, with a rich history and culture, and as the largest state in Malaysia, Sarawak has a responsibility to safeguard the diverse flora and fauna that call our state home for future generations to cherish. In the face of the global pandemic, Sarawak has persevered, is committed to emerging stronger and more resilient. Our government is dedicated to securing our state future by overcoming the challenges and thriving in a post-COVID world. To create a brighter tomorrow, Sarawak Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy PCDS 2030 has been created. This comprehensive plan serves as a blueprint to rebuild our economy and create a more sustainable future for our people. By 2030, Sarawak will transform into a vibrant society anchored on the three pillars. That is, 1, economic prosperity, 2, social inclusivity, and 3, sustainable environment. Our vision is a thriving society driven by data and innovation. Environmental sustainability is at the heart of PCDS 2030. We are committed to promoting sustainable practices in key sectors like agriculture, tourism, and natural resource management, ensuring that our development is both environmentally responsible and socially inclusive. Forest ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce that our state has approximately 7.7 million hectares, or 62% of its total land area under forest cover areas. This represents a significant opportunity for our state to be at the forefront of sustainable forestry management policies, with 7 million hectares allocated for sustainable forestry and conservation under the Sarawak land use policy. Of these, 6 million hectares are permanent forests and 1 million hectares are totally protected areas, demonstrating our firm commitment to the conservation and regeneration of our forests. We have the potential to create carbon sink from our permanent forests, promote carbon sequestration, and undertake tree planting scheme for carbon credits, providing a new source of revenues ranging from 315 million ringgit to 1.039 billion ringgit annually. This new approach to forest management represents a shift from the traditional revenue-generating logging of merchantable timber to a more sustainable, long-term approach that prioritizes conservation, reforestation, and regeneration. In doing so, we are aligning ourselves with global efforts to mitigate the effects of climate change and global warming, while also supporting the sustainable new development goals. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in early 2021, Sarawak Forestry Corporation launched the ambitious Earth, Sea and Sky initiatives. The terrestrial component, or Earth, focuses on rewarding initiatives that include replanting indigenous seedlings. On the marine front, over 17,000 reef balls to protect Sarawak seas, with a number expected to exceed 20,000 in the next 2 years. These reef balls promote the regrowth of seagrass beds and provide a haven for fish nurseries, which will contribute to Sarawak's future blue carbon stocks. To measure the carbon stock baseline in our totally protected areas, permanent sample plots are established to provide a reliable means of tracking the carbon sequestering capacity of our trees. Through this Earth, Sea and Sky initiative, Sarawak is firmly committed to sustainable forestry management and preserving Sarawak's rich biodiversity for generations to come. Carbon and nature-based solution venture. Ladies and gentlemen, the Paris Agreement, which was signed in 2015, is a landmark agreement in which countries from around the world agree to take action to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, and to pursue effort to limit it to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Article 6 of the Paris Agreement provides a framework for countries to engage in international cooperation on climate action, including the transfer of technology, capacity building, and market-based mechanism. The carbon market is a tool that can help to reduce carbon emissions by putting a price on carbon and incentivizing companies and individuals to reduce their emission in various forms, including cap and trade system, carbon taxes, and offset programs. The adoption of carbon pricing instrument is gaining momentum worldwide. Currently, 14 national and 25 sub-national jurisdictions have implemented carbon pricing initiative covering a total of 8 gigatons of CO2 equivalent, which accounts for 15% of global greenhouse gas emissions. I am proud to say that Sarawak is taking a leading role in the development of a well-designed and a well-connected carbon governance and mechanism. This mechanism will allow companies and individuals to reduce their carbon footprint while also supporting the transition to a low carbon, climate resilient future. Putting a price on carbon creates an economic incentive for companies and individuals to reduce their carbon emission. It makes it more expensive to pollute and less expensive to adopt clean energy and low carbon technologies. This will help us to achieve our climate goals and promote sustainable economic growth. I am excited to share with you that we are taking further steps to promote a low carbon economy in Sarawak. We are enacting legislation permitting carbon and nature-based solution venture businesses. We have amended and gazetted our forests, that is Forest Carbon Activity Rules 2022, which provide a legal framework to regulate forest produce that covers carbon stocks in the forest ecosystems. By allowing carbon and nature venture businesses, Sarawak is sending a clear signal that we are committed to addressing climate change and promoting sustainable economic growth. We envision that the price on carbon can create a financial value for activities that sequester carbon, such as forest protection, and reforestation. This can incentivize landowners to protect and preserve forests, which play a crucial role in absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to announce that Sarawak is taking bold steps towards a sustainable future by enacting legislation that includes the airspace and properties above the surface of the land, as well as the seabed of the state's continental shelf. The Land Code, Carbon Storage Rules 2022, provide a legal framework for carbon capture, utilization and storage CCUS activities in Sarawak. Sarawak has an immense potential for carbon storage, estimated at 30 trillion cubic meters in the seabed of its continental shelf. Our offshore, depleted or abundant petroleum fields are ideal for secure and permanent storage of captured carbon dioxide. This presents a significant opportunity for oil and gas companies to fulfill their obligation to reduce CO2 emissions. I am thrilled to share that 4.5 billion ringgit mega CCS project of Bintulu, Northern Sarawak, in the Kasawari gas field by Petronas is poised to revolutionize the regional upstream oil and gas industries. This game-changing initiative will not only drive innovation in the sector, but also mark a significant step towards sustainable energy production, benefiting both the industry and the environment. This project is expected to reduce up to 3.3 million tons of carbon dioxide each year, making it one of the largest offshore CCS projects in the world. This milestone puts Sarawak on the map as a global leader in this technology. I am proud to announce that Sarawak has also recently signed a memorandum of understanding with POSCO Group to jointly conduct a feasibility analysis on a groundbreaking carbon capture and storage project. Furthermore, reputable companies from Singapore and Japan have expressed their keen interest in participating and investing in CCUS in Sarawak. We welcome their support and partnership in our efforts to combat climate change and create a sustainable future. Carbon capture and storage, CCS. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Petroleum Sarawak Berhad, or Petros, our state-owned oil and gas company, is leading the charge for Sarawak's carbon capture and storage CCS agenda, a clear testament to unwavering commitment and environmental sustainability of Sarawak. By taking proactive steps towards mitigating carbon emission, Petros is playing a vital role in shaping a greener future for the industry and the planet. By leveraging their technical capabilities, Petros is playing a leading role in the development of the CCS industry in Sarawak, with the potential to unlock long-term value for the region. To this end, a comprehensive CCS roadmap will be developed, outlining the strategies and actions necessary to realize the full potential of the CCS value chain in Sarawak. The implementation of CCS in Sarawak offers three significant benefits to the region. Firstly, CCS will enable the commercialization of otherwise stranded sour gas reserves that contain high levels of carbon dioxide in the natural gas mixture, primarily offshore Sarawak. This will generate direct and indirect revenue for the state through royalty, taxes, income, and local economic multiplier effects, while providing opportunities for local contractors to develop their capabilities in these industries. Secondly, CCS will ensure long-term energy and gas supply security for Sarawak, which aspires to achieve an energy mix of 70% hydro and 30% thermal plus alternative renewables to establish sustainable energy security. The additional gas unlocked by CCS also allows the state to progress its Sarawak gas roadmap, attracting foreign direct investment and enabling the maturation of blue and green hydrogen and its derivatives industries in the region. Thirdly, the base CCS infrastructure established by the sour gas field development can be further expanded to allow other carbon dioxide emitters, both local and foreign, to capture and store CO2, presenting business opportunities for local resources to operate CCS infrastructures. This will generate revenue while further developing local capabilities, presenting an opportunity for Sarawak to position itself as a hub for CCS technology and expertise. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Sarawak boasts a world-scale potential for carbon dioxide storage, estimated to be around 9 billion tons. However, strong regional competition is expected in the Asia Pacific, where over 40 billion tons of CCS storage potential exists, excluding Malaysia. In the near term, unlocking the stranded sour gas resources is a key objective, and Petros, as the CCS resource manager in Sarawak, will work with various upstream gas producers to establish development plans at the right time. Currently, The cooperation is in discussion with Petroleum National Berhad Petronas to ensure that the proposed CCS project in Sarawak complies with the state CCS regulatory requirements. In the longer term, Petros will play a proactive role in ensuring that the CCS value chain is developed in a well-orchestrated manner. The team is in discussion with several international CO2 emitters to assess the potential for cross-border CO2 storage to further scale up CCS and establish Sarawak as the CCS heartland in the Asia-Pacific region. To ensure environmental integrity and security, Petros is collaborating with various international regulators and CCS industry experts to develop comprehensive guidelines. These guidelines will ensure that the right assessment and studies are performed as part of the Sarawak CCS licensing requirements, further enhancing the environmental and operational safety of the CCS industry. Green economy of Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sarawak government recognizes the importance of environmental sustainability, both in our recovery efforts from the COVID-19 pandemic and in our long-term economic growth. Environmental sustainability will play a critical role in our state future, and that we must take into consideration in all of our investment decisions. This includes promoting sustainable and responsible business practices, investing in renewable energy, and reducing our carbon footprint. We recognize that economic growth is important, but we also understand that it must be balanced with responsible resource use and consumption patterns. Our commitment to promoting green opportunities such as renewable energy, sustainable forestry, eco-tourism, and sustainable agriculture will drive GDP growth while also reducing our impact on the environment. We are dedicated to preserving the delicate balance of Sarawak natural resources while promoting economic growth. The Sarawak Green Economy Initiative will create a vibrant environment where nature and industry seamlessly intertwine, with every aspect of the economy dedicated to promoting sustainability. Adopting a green economy growth model is particularly important for Sarawak, given its natural resources and potential for sustainable development. We understand that sustainable development requires balancing economic growth with responsible resource use and consumption patterns, and we are committed to achieving this balance. In the Sarawak green economy, every action we take, every investment we make, and every policy we implement is done with the goal of promoting sustainable economic growth, while also protecting our environment and mitigating the effects of climate change. Carbon Plan for Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, I am pleased to speak to you today on a potential carbon plan that Sarawak could consider. As a state that is committed to addressing climate change, we must explore and implement various strategies to reduce our carbon emissions and mitigate the impact. Firstly, Sarawak is currently developing a state climate change policy that provides a comprehensive framework for addressing this critical issue. This policy will guide all communities in Sarawak towards a more sustainable and resilient future. We also acknowledge that urban living and economic activities are the primary sources of greenhouse gas emission. Therefore, we are developing the low carbon blueprints for cities and towns in Sarawak. These blueprints will help us address local environmental challenges such as waste management, floods, and air pollution, while promoting a low carbon lifestyle. Sarawak has been aggressively setting targets for the development of renewable energy such as solar, wind, and hydro. This would reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and decrease carbon emissions. The implementation of renewable energy targets would also promote investment in these technologies, creating opportunities for businesses and creating jobs for our people. Sarawak is investing in forest conservation efforts to protect and restore forests, which act as carbon sinks. The Forest Landscape Restoration Program in Sarawak aims to plant an impressive 35 million trees by 2025, a crucial contribution towards the national goal of achieving 100 million trees by the same year. We understand that our forests are a vital part of our natural heritage and cultural identity, and investing in forest conservation is critical to preserving our environment. Sarawak has vast potentials and opportunities in nature-based solutions, particularly the forestry sector, that is expected to generate a revenue from intangible conservation values of forest goods and services of approximately 900 billion ringgit for the state by 2030. This reinforces Sarawak's aspiration to not only enhance its forests to produce biomass energy and the role of forests as carbon sinks, but to promote biodiversity as a natural capital for competitive advantage in the pursuit of green growth. Sarawak is actively pursuing the development and participation in carbon offset programs, such as the Verified Carbon Standard VCS or Gold Standard. These programs, with several initiatives at an advanced stage of implementation enable companies or countries to offset their carbon emission by investing in carbon reduction projects, creating a new revenue stream for our state. Sarawak is taking steps towards developing a more sustainable transportation system. This means promoting the use of electric and hybrid vehicles, as well as public transportation system that reduce emissions. I am proud that Sarawak is becoming a leader in the hydrogen economy in Malaysia. One of the key components of the Sarawak green economy is the development of a hydrogen economy, which will leverage low carbon opportunities in nature-based solutions and technology to drive economic growth while reducing our impact on the environment. Sarawak Energy Berhad SEB is already producing green hydrogen at their integrated hydrogen refueling facility in Kuching. SEDC Energy has since taken lead in driving the hydrogen economy in Sarawak with innovative plans for hydrogen infrastructure, which will be instrumental in powering industries and transportation. The Rembus hydrogen production project is expected to produce hydrogen to power Sarawak's metro, Kuching urban transportation system, autonomous rapid transit ART by 2024. The adoption of fuel cell vehicles, such as the Toyota Mirai, is an important goal for Sarawak towards green mobility and green energy initiative to aim for carbon neutrality by 2050. In fact, I come to this conference, I use my hydrogen Mirai. Lastly, Sarawak investment in CCS technologies to capture and store carbon emission from industries such as oil and gas. This would enable us to reduce our carbon emission and generate revenue from the sale of carbon credits. Certainly, the carbon plan for Sarawak is a significant undertaking that requires a comprehensive and coordinated approach to be successful. As such, it is crucial to establish a new Sarawak government governance framework body to oversee and manage all matters related to climate change and carbon trading. One potential name for this body is the Sarawak Climate Change Center, which would serve as a centralized hub for coordinating, managing, supporting, and guiding all climate change and carbon trading initiatives in Sarawak. With the establishment of the Sarawak Climate Change Center, Sarawak can position itself as a leader in climate change and carbon trading initiative in the region, attracting investment and talent to drive sustainable economic growth. The Sarawak Climate Change Center can also support the development of policies and regulations that promote sustainable practices, including renewable energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable forestry management, among others. We need the leadership, expertise, and resources to ensure the realization of the plan's ambitious goal, positioning Sarawak as a leader in climate change and sustainable economic growth. Sarawak is committed to addressing the urgent issue of climate change and will continue to explore and implement innovative strategies to mitigate its impact on the environment, economy, and society. Bioeconomy model. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our carbon plan for Sarawak, a roadmap for reducing our carbon emission and creating a more sustainable future, is a big task, but it's also an exciting opportunity for us to make a real impact. And one of the ways we are going to do that is by harnessing the power of the bioeconomy model. The bioeconomy model is an innovative approach to economic development that seeks to leverage the biological resources of a given region or country in a sustainable and equitable way. This approach is particularly relevant in regions where traditional population have developed deep knowledge and expertise in the sustainable use of local resources, and where this knowledge can be used to promote economic development and social inclusion. The bioeconomy sector in Asia had an estimated market value of more than 1.5 trillion US dollars in 2020 and was expected to continue growing in the coming years. Sarawak can leverage the bioeconomy model by incorporating carbon offsets mechanism or programs which can potentially provide a source of revenue for the state and local communities while contributing to climate change mitigation. One way to link bioeconomy to carbon offset is through sustainable forestry management practices that promote the use of renewable resources in the production of bio-based products while sequestering carbon in forests. Furthermore, Sarawak is exploring the potential of developing bioenergy projects that generate renewable energy from biomass resources, such as oil palm residues and wood waste. This project could be eligible for carbon offsets under the VCS, which provide credits for the displacement of fossil fuel-based energy sources. One of the key advantages of the bioeconomy model is that it places a strong emphasis on sustainability, ensuring that biological resources are managed in a way that preserves them for future generations. Another key advantage of the bioeconomy model is that it can help to promote social inclusion and economic equity. By valuing the knowledge and ways of life of traditional populations and ensuring an inclusive distribution of benefits, the model can help to promote more sustainable and equitable patterns of development. This is particularly important in Sarawak, following the PCDS 2030 initiative, and can help to address some of the key environmental challenges facing our planet, such as deforestation, biodiversity loss, and climate change. While the carbon market can still play a role in incentivizing emission reduction and promoting the transition to a low carbon economy, a bioeconomy model offers a more holistic approach that addresses the root causes of carbon emission and promotes sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, maintain net zero target by 2050. I stand before you today to highlight the potential of net zero targets for our great state. Sarawak has always been known for its abundant natural resources, rich culture, and warm hospitality. But today, we are here to discuss about something that is even more important: our responsibility to our planet and future generations. As a state, we have the potential to be a leader in the fight against climate change. Our large rainforests, sunny skies, and powerful rivers give us the resources we need to achieve our goal of net zero emissions. But we cannot do this alone. It will require a collective effort from all of us, including our government, private sector, and local communities. We are already making progress toward this goal. Our generation mix has successfully transitioned from 92% fossil fuel in 2010 to 70% hydropower by 2015, complemented by thermal resources for energy security. Over the past decade, our state has undergone a significant shift towards decarbonization, resulting in a 72% reduction in grid emission intensity between 2010 and 2020. This achievement has been made possible by our commitment to renewable energy sources and continues to drive our sustainable socio-economic growth today. Looking forward, we recognize that our renewable hydropower will be one of the main drivers for achieving our climate goals. By transitioning from CO2 producing electricity generation to carbon-free generation, we can ensure that our state remains at the forefront of the global fight against climate change. Through innovation, investment, and collaboration, we can harness the full potential of our natural resources to create a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable future for all. We aim to maintain a renewable energy capacity mix of at least 60%, with a particular emphasis on renewable hydropower and an increase in alternative sources. By prioritizing renewable energy, we can reduce our carbon footprint and contribute to global efforts to combat climate change. Secondly, we aim to reduce our CO2 emission by 600,000 tons per annum by electrifying our mobility fleet. The transportation sector is a significant contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, and electrification is a key strategy for reducing emissions and improving air quality. Finally, we aim to achieve more than 15% income from foreign markets, including power export. By exporting renewable energy to neighboring countries, we can leverage our natural resources and position ourselves as a leader in the region's energy transition. In addition to hydro, Sarawak has vast potential in solar and biomass energy. The state receives plenty of sunshine throughout the year, which can be harnessed to generate solar power. Biomass, which include organic materials such as wood chips, agricultural waste, and municipal solid waste, can also be used to generate electricity and heat. We are going to embrace the power of renewable energy. We will explore new technologies such as carbon capture, utilization, and storage. We will promote sustainable forest management practices, electrify our transportation system, and implement energy-efficient practices in our buildings and industries. We are also committed to working with our international partners to share our experiences and learn from others. We believe that by working together, we can achieve a greener, more sustainable future for all. Ladies, gentlemen, and distinguished guests, the potential of net zero targets for Sarawak is immense. By harnessing our natural resources and working together, we can create a brighter, more sustainable future for our state and the world. Let us all rise to this challenge and make a difference that will last for generations to come. Sarawak's PCDS 2030 targets are bold and ambitious, reflecting our commitment to sustainability, innovation, and economic growth. These targets represent a significant shift towards a cleaner, a more sustainable future, and require a collective effort from all stakeholders. These targets represent a significant opportunity for Sarawak to position itself as a leader in sustainable development and a responsible global citizen. By working together and embracing new technologies and approaches, we can achieve a brighter, cleaner, and more prosperous future for all. Conclusion. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Sarawak has great potential in reducing carbon emission and addressing climate change. The plans focus on reducing emissions from key industries, and incentivizing renewable energy is a step in the right direction towards achieving a sustainable future. Carbon trading as a potential solution is promising. Carbon trading can help to establish a market-based approach to reducing emission by setting a limit on carbon emission and allowing companies to trade permits to emit carbon within that limit. This incentivizes companies to reduce their emission and can drive innovation in low carbon technologies. However, it is important to note that carbon trading is not a silver bullet solution. Carbon trading is not a silver bullet solution and needs to be implemented carefully to avoid potential negative impacts. The carbon plan should ensure that any carbon trading scheme is well regulated and transparent to prevent fraud and ensure that emissions reduction are achieved. I believe that Sarawak's carbon plan and carbon offset program demonstrate a commitment to addressing climate change and promoting sustainable development. It is crucial that such efforts continue and are strengthened to protect our planet and secure a better future for generations to come. Finally, Sarawak's net zero future is not just a goal. It is a vision for a better tomorrow. By embracing sustainability, innovation and collaboration, we can create a low carbon future that benefits our people, our planet, and our prosperity. Together, we can harness the power of renewable energy, reduce our carbon footprint, and position ourselves as leaders in the global transition to a sustainable future. Let us seize this opportunity to build a brighter, cleaner, and more prosperous Sarawak for generations to come. Thank you for your attention. And let us move forward with purpose and determination towards a net zero, low carbon future for the world. Thank you very much.